All right, this is chapter 3, video 15. We're going to carry on and talk about the accumulate and the accumulator concept. All right, in this example, every time I type in a number into this text box here, I want to add it in here. And then basically, if I type in a new number here and I click accumulate, I want to take whatever was already existing in here and add it again. So that's the general logic behind this particular accumulate concept. So to get started, I'm going to double click on accumulate, and I've gone through, I've already changed the name of these controls. This one here is called the text box accumulate, this one here is called the label accumulator, and this one here is called the button accumulate. And when I double click on the button, that's what I get right there. All right, so to get started, again, we're going to start looking at, do we need to declare? This is a good way to think about it. Do we need to declare any variables? Well, I need a variable here to keep track of what I typed in and also to keep track of what the current accumulation is. So I've got two. So the first one I'm going to use a data type here called double. And the reason I'm using double is because I'm not sure what they're going to type in, and double accommodates for a lot. It's a large data type, and we'll talk about data types in class. So we've got a variable here called accumulate, and we've got a number. So these are two variables that I'm going to use. And then the next one here is assign these. And again, assigning is, we've talked about this already, so we basically take our variable and we want to make it equal to the data type that we've declared it as, and we want to convert or parse back in whatever was typed into our accumulate. Actually, it was called the text box accumulate.text. There you go. And finish it off with a colon. Now, why did this give me a syntax error? Again, I can roll my mouse over there and it says here, does not contain a definition for parse. That means it can't read, it doesn't know what that word is. It doesn't recognize it. So these methods are very case sensitive, and they're also spelling sensitive. So make sure you spell it right. I spelled it with a C instead of an S. There we go. And then finally, let's go down and let's do our calculation. So we want to calculate or accumulate. Now the concept of the accumulator is, let me just first of all type in my calc. The concept here is we want to take whatever was inside of this variable here called number, and we want to keep track. That's really going to be our total accumulator. I should maybe call that accumulator. And then we want to add it to whatever the iterative accumulate value is. So we type in a particular number to accumulate, and then we want to add that to the number as well as what was already in the number. So the concept of an accumulator is by taking that value that we want to, the accumulator, and we want to make it equal to itself, so take whatever was there and simply just add it to whatever new is being entered. So if I was to type in the number 4, it's number 4, and on the first attempt it would be 0, so it would just be 4, so number becomes 4. The next time we type it in, number becomes 4, and then the next number I might type in is 10. That would be 4 plus 10, that would be 14, and then that takes the total amount and it assigns it to here. Now, this one's not working because I haven't converted it. It's a double, and I'm assigning the number to a double, and that should work. Let me just put it on pause and find out why it's not working. Well, I figured it out. We've taken whatever we've accomplished here, but we haven't taken what was in the existing label. And this is just one way of doing an accumulator, by the way. There's multiple ways of doing that. So what I'll do is I'll set this up in the next video with the correction here of how I missed one line of code here to make this work. So we'll do that in the next video.